Short review? Don't mind if I do. I'm a snack. Tooth and Tail! Bitey and curly. Released on the 13th of September 2017, Tooth and Tail is a welcome addition to the RTS genre. The story of my country. After being kept down and eaten by the civilized, the common folk rise up in glorious revolution and get their fill of food, which will be the civilized. Let me teach you how to revolt. Before each match starts, you get to choose which units you want to have available to you. The units you choose in this game are actually incredible, from Uncle Butter, the flame-throwing warthog, the tooth collectors, snakes that spit venom and actually poison your enemies, and even the adorable little moonlight croakers, which are frogs that literally have dynamite strapped to their backs. Anything for the revolution, I suppose. After a match begins, you have an amount of food that will slowly generate from farms you have around your main base called a gristmill. Around this mill, you can build extra farms to increase the food generation, and you can even build extra gristmills, ones that you find around the map, or even enemy ones that you can claim once destroyed. The food that these mills and farms generate, you spend to build burrows called warrens, and then these spawn your units for you. But you can also spend the food to build base defenses, like for bullet hive turrets. A few small things to keep in mind though, is that you also need your food to be able to support your troops so they're able to spawn. Like Moonlight Croakers, they cost 60 to build the burrow, but then only 20 food to spawn, while Uncle Butter costs 180 food to build, but then also needs an additional 180 to be able to spawn. Also, if you build a burrow or a gristmill but it's destroyed before it's finished building, you don't get any of that food cost back. Make sure you micromanage well. The aim of each match is to completely destroy all other enemy gristmills and make sure they don't destroy yours. It's a bit of a race to Zerg rush your enemies before they can Zerg rush you. This does make games pretty fast paced, and it is perfect for people who like RTS but don't like the slow build up of these typical games. As well as the farms you build, around the map you can find these huts that when destroyed become campfires, and once claimed they'll produce up to 300 food for your army. You're able to build defenses and even burrows in the area once claimed if you want to protect it. But keep in mind, each campfire only produces 300 food total. If you claim a campfire from an enemy, but they've taken 200 out of it, you'll only receive the remaining 100 food left. Calculate the risk before you rally your men. What does Revolution sound like? A game seemingly inspired by Soviet-era Russia, the soundtrack is all string instruments and piano, baby. It puts you right in the mindset of these animals. Desperation and undying will to fight for their food. Play on, comrade. Anything you can sweeten the deal with? The character you play will sometimes make comments. The language they're speaking actually isn't real though. It sounds like Eastern European, but it's a made-up language called Vishal. It's a nice touch and really sounds convincing. The other extra in this game is that before each match you get to pick which faction you want to fight for. Although having no actual bearing on the match itself, it does get kind of fun when you get into the lore and pick which faction you want to align yourself with and play as them, as well as whichever one you pick deciding which colour your troops will be. Tooth and Tail is one of the most fun RTS games I've ever played. Being so fast paced but having an easy to learn control system and a shallow learning curve, it deserves a much bigger player base. 9 out of 10, get yourself a copy and fight for your food!